Hi everyone, welcome to my home. My name is Aarohi Shah and I'm a real estate agent at Century 21 OneBlue. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to cook tandoori chicken kati rolls. I'll be combining bold Indian spices into a marinade, which the chicken will sit overnight. And once I take it out of the fridge, we'll go ahead and grill it on the grill. The amazing part of this recipe is that Florida has amazing weather all year around, which means you can grill it any time of the year. First, we're going to be making our chicken marinade. By doing this, we're taking yogurt and some of the spices and mixing it all together. What you want to do is put it in a bowl that you're going to marinate the chicken in. So that way you can just throw the chicken and all the other ingredients in and you don't have to worry about switching bowls and losing some of the, marinade. Again, just a reminder, it's best to do this in a container that you're gonna set in the fridge overnight, just so you're not transferring and doing extra dishes, because nobody wants to do that. So now you take some yogurt and you put it into your bowl or container, whatever you've chosen to use. Once you have your yogurt in, the next thing you want to do is put in your garlic and your ginger. It's best to use fresh garlic and not some paste. That'll give you more flavor. Now you want to start mixing some of this together, just so it's not super clumpy. Next, you want to start putting in your dry spices. Now we have our coriander powder. Just toss that in there. And the other 3 spices that I mentioned. You have your cumin powder, your red chili, and turmeric. The red chili powder, the more you put in, the spicier it'll be. The less you put in, the less spicy. So you can tweak it to your own liking. Then you want to go ahead and mix that up a little bit too. Next, you want to add in your tandoori powder. This will give it the bright red color that you're looking for. So you toss that in there. And you add a little bit of salt in there. Okay, and let's mix it up and see that bright red color that we're looking for. This is a good time for you to do a taste test. You can see what the spice level is and what the salt level is and make sure it's to your liking. You don't want to do a taste test once you put raw chicken in there because you don't want to get sick. Once your marinade is done and it's to your liking, you're going to add in the onions, bell peppers, and chicken. You can get some chicken breasts and cut them into 1-inch cubes. Get your onions, same thing, 1-inch cubes, and same with your bell peppers. There's no right or wrong as far as the color of the bell peppers. If you have different ones, you'll get a more of a colorful plate. If you have only one color, that's okay too. You want to make sure with your chicken cubes, your bell pepper cubes, and your onion cubes that they're not too small or too thick. You want them to cook just right, and you don't want them to fall off your skewers. Now you're going to go ahead and toss in your chicken, your bell peppers, and your onion into your marinade. Just toss that in there. And again, not too thick and not too little either. Bell peppers in there, and your onions. Depending on how much you have in your bowl, it may or may not be a little bit hard for you to stir it. I sometimes try to stir it a little bit, but then I notice that the marinade doesn't fully get on everything. So what I do is I just put the lid on top of the container, make sure it's sealed very tight, and I give it a good shake. This way, everything gets covered up in the marinade, nice and evenly. Okay. Once you have it all shaken up, go ahead and take a look and make sure that your marinade is fully covered on all your ingredients inside. And it should look a little something like this. As I previously mentioned, you want to make sure that this marinade sits overnight. You can definitely marinate it for about an hour or two, but if you're trying to get the most flavor out of it, an overnight marinade is your best bet. Okay guys, this is the marinade that I did overnight. Again, like I said, you want to get the most flavor when it's done overnight. And now you can take a look at what it's supposed to look like. And you'll see that it's fully covered in the marinade, and the color and everything looks all the same. A couple steps to do before you start putting your ingredients onto the skewers. I go ahead and I wear gloves. Tandoori chicken will kind of stain your hands, and there's also turmeric in there. So if you're not a fan of that, or just, don't like it, put some gloves on so that way you can just easily discard them when you're done. Okay. What I would suggest, if you're a person who grills often, is to use metal skewers. They're reusable and they're a lot easier to handle on the grill. If you are using metal skewers, what you want to do is take your cooking spray and spray some on here, so when you're pulling the meat and the ingredients off of it, it doesn't stick to it from the heat from the grill. Next, you want to take your food and start putting it onto your skewers. You want to separate your chicken and your bell peppers and onions so that way they cook at different times and they cook properly. So first I'm going to put the onions and bell peppers on one skewer, and I'm going to put my chicken on another one. Chicken cooks at a different time and for a longer period than the bell peppers and onions, which is why it's great to do this. All right. Now we're going to start grilling. Make sure that your grill is preheat to 400 degrees. Then you want to spray your grill so your meat and peppers and onions don't stick. Okay. I usually put the meat on the bottom and the bell peppers and onions on the top rack. I usually allow the chicken to cook for about 12 to 14 minutes, give or take on how much is actually on the grill. Halfway through, about 6 to 7 minutes, I like to flip it and add on the butter and spice mix rub on top, which I'll show you shortly. While the chicken is on the grill, you're going to take some yogurt, some sugar, and a little bit of water and mix it together to get a sweet yogurt. So now you're going to take a little bit of sugar, put it into your yogurt, add a little bit of water, and mix it all together. You want it to be kind of like a liquidy consistency. Mix it all together. So it kind of looks loose. Next, you want to take some butter. And add a little bit of this spice, it's called chaat masala, into the butter. Next, we're gonna warm up the butter into the microwave, which we'll use later on to put on top of the chicken. I'd say like 10 to 20 seconds. And this should be your butter and your spice. So about halfway through, or about 6-7 minutes in, I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and flip the kebab skewer over. Okay, and same with the top part. Next, you want to take your butter and chaat masala mix and spread it onto the chicken. You can put some on your peppers and onions as well. Now that we've closed it all up, we have another about 6 to 7 minutes left, and then we'll be all done on the grill. We'll take it back inside and start plating it into our roll. While the chicken and the bell peppers and onions are grilling on the grill, we're gonna go ahead and mix our burrata, which is what we're going to be rolling our marinade into. So these come individually packed, so you're just gonna go ahead and take one out and cook it on medium heat until they're crispy and flaky. So you just peel it off that way. You take the other one off and you just let it cook on about medium to high heat. Once you start seeing it turn a little brown on top is when you're gonna start flipping it over, and you wanna cook it until it's fully cooked. You'll know it's fully cooked when it starts getting a little bit flaky. I'm gonna take it and flip it over. You'll start seeing some of the flakes come out. You can increase the heat a little bit and kind of push down so it starts cooking all around. You'll also see it starting to fill up with a little bit of air, which means it's cooking as well. You wanna get this pretty golden brown color so you get the perfect crisp when you roll it up with your meat. This should take another minute or two in total to do. And we're just about done here. Chicken and everything should be done. So we're gonna take it out off the grill. If you're unsure if your chicken is cooked or not, maybe some pieces are a little bit thicker and you're not sure, just take your fork or whatever you're using to peel it off and just make sure that it's cooked. Okay. This looks all done, so we're just gonna take the skewer off the grill, and same with our bell peppers and onions. Oops. It can be a little tricky to grab if it's hot, so be careful. Okay, now we're ready to bring everything inside and put together and enjoy our delicious meal. Next, we're gonna take our meat and our bell peppers and onions, take them off the skewer and put them into a bowl. Slide the meat off. You see how spraying it earlier helped slide this completely off without it sticking? Okay, so then we will go ahead and take same with the bell peppers and onions. Take it right off. Okay. What I like to do is, I usually have some leftover butter and chaat masala. So what I like to do is put it on top of this in the bowl and mix it together. So I'll just add like a little bit in there, not too much. And mix it together. Just so you get a little bit more flavor in case some of it came off on the grill. Okay. Next, we're gonna take our bowl over to our cooked burrata and plate it so. So we put some chicken on there, some onions and bell peppers. Right down the middle is good because we're gonna roll it up in a second. Once that's on there as so, we are going to take our sweet yogurt that we previously made and drizzle some of it on top of there. Okay. I also have some pre-made cilantro mint chutney here. This could be made at home or store-bought. Next, we have our final product complete, so you want to roll it up so you can enjoy your delicious meal. So you take the one side this way, another side this way, roll it up, and there you go. Hey guys, this is our final complete dish. I hope you enjoy it. My family and I love eating this with the remaining sweet yogurt and the chutney that's left over. It's a great way to control the sweet level and the spice level that you want. I hope you enjoy.